All right, we're off. I don't have to contend with any of the motorboats. There's like one or two out here. Looks like they're fishing. Sorry about the rocking back and forth, but canoe, you know. Loaded up Dad's canoe. We're gonna get some fishing in. Took a quick vacation to New Hampshire by way of New York. Got a special little treat in New York, Rochester, by the way. Shout out to Kevin from Small Plots. Yeah, if I could do this for a living, I wanted to record. I had planned to record in the Adirondacks. My GPS got me lost, believe it or not. GPS has a tendency to want to jet ski inbound. All right, he's turning. GPS has a tendency to pick a direction and want to basically keep you on that direction. My GPS decided going from Chicago to New Hampshire, well, the Adirondacks, that the fastest route would be through Canada. Unfortunately, if you don't have a passport going through Canada, and I left mine at home because I wasn't planning on going out of the country, you can't go through Canada. And then, even though I was like, okay, I know where I need to go because I'm smarter than the GPS, I need to get off of this route and onto the other route that's, you know, that goes through the States over to New York. The second I got to New York and I went into Rochester, well, guess what? The GPS decided that it wanted to reroute me back up to the remaining half of the route that it had picked to get me to the Adirondacks, which drove me about 4 hours out of my way through the middle of nowhere. Well, I mean, no, upstate New York, you know what I mean? It's much like upstate New Hampshire. All right. Well, just about across the lake. Don't knock over the phone. All right, we're coming up on some islands. We're gonna go and check the situation out. I think this is one of the bigger ones, I think. Not positive, but we'll see in just a minute. Or, you know, for you, a second. Coming up on these islands, we're gonna make a roundabout them and see if there's a place where I can safely land so I can get onto the island. This one's pretty cool though. All the great big boulders on it. All right, well, this is nice, and as much as I like, yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I really wanted to get some coffee and cook some food, but I'm going to continue exploring. I'm going to continue on with the exploration, and we will see what else is out here, right? This is kind of cool, though. I get the impression that this is like the state park, as there's signs on here that say no fires. So the state park is like right there, right next to me, right there. So I'm going to go and see if I can't find one of the further out islands that isn't really the state park. Yeah, and we'll go from there. We'll see how it goes. It's gonna be hard to see me. The sun is like right behind me. This is the lake that I grew up on as a kid. I spent a lot of time on the water as a kid. Either here or when I went to summer camp. So I'm gonna fish my way. Can't see me because of the sun. Sun's behind me. I had to come to the north end of the lake because the other end of the lake, it's Friday, so people are starting to get off work. And some people apparently took off work, I don't know, so that they can come out and go water skiing. But I'm trying to go up to the north end of the lake where the boats can't go because it's too shallow. It's a no wake zone. It's all weedy and stumpy and rocky. So they're like coming as close as they can. I actually saw a helicopter flying overhead. Wondered if it was Chopper Man coming to get me. All right, let's have a look around. Some people anchored off the other side of the island. there's like wild blueberry. These are like blueberry bushes. There's wild blueberry bushes on the island. I don't know why there would be a trail out here. Oh well. All right, so I'm gonna make some coffee. I'm gonna use the propane kit. So let's put that on there. So I took the appropriate amount for one, boiled the water. I got 1 serving of it in here. I'm gonna pour that in there. Let that sit. Oh, that smells good already. I have some stevia. Uh-oh, that sounded like a gun. I'm gonna put the stevia in there. Put the stevia wrappers in the container for the other thing. I got my spoon/knife and can opener. I suppose it's just a spoon and a knife, and it's a spork too, just in name. We'll give that a stir. Let me see if you can see that in there. I don't want to pour it out, but it's brown like coffee. So that's good. Yeah, someone's shooting a gun off over there. One of the advantages of living in the backwoods of New Hampshire. Not worried about it, because I'm from the backwoods of New Hampshire, so. That's just a good old-fashioned New Hampshirean preparing for the end times. Now, when I was scouting most of the islands out here, I noticed that on most of the islands they have signs that say no camping, no fires. Do I think that this late in the season that anyone's like scouting around? I think if I'm far enough away from, where the houses are, where people are living, I think if I'm in one of those places, I think. Like, this is not bad. I don't think there's no one behind me over here. There's a couple houses over on the other side over there. But there's some beautiful hammock trees. So we're gonna set up a hammock here. And I brought along with me, because I understand about, like, in some of the national forests about, you know, just if there isn't a fire ring there, or there isn't like an existing fire pit that was already there when I got there, I'm not going to build a fire pit. I bring the packable fire pit with me, and then that way I can burn everything in the packable fire pit. It doesn't scorch the ground, and when I'm leaving the following morning or whatever, at that point I can just, the fire is all out and dead, I can basically just take the ash and kind of spread it around, and it just dissipates, and it doesn't really cause any harm to anything. And I haven't scorched the ground. I haven't taken a risk of any ground fires catching anything else. The Smokey Bear sign says that the risk of fire is really low, so I'm not going to really worry too much about that. So, but I try to be as respectful as I can, given that the majority of the rules that exist were written for knuckleheads that don't know any better and have never done it before, and saw some ding dong on YouTube do it and said, I'm gonna do that. But, you know, whatever. I'm just a ding dong on YouTube. If you look behind me, you can see that tree gap in there. Well, up there on the hill, as I was cruising by the shoreline, I noticed what looked like a placard on a rock. I saw it and I was like, oh, what's that? I think I'll go check that out. So I climbed up over the hill and I saw this. Put that note up there basically telling people, hey, hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. I'm stealing that phrase because it's true.